Hello viewers, welcome once again to Nelly's TV. Today's date is Thursday, 29th May 2025, and we are bringing you updates from the illegal trial of Nnamdi Kanu in his case with the federal government of Nigeria. Recall that in our update yesterday, we ended by telling you that there was a trial within trial because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu presented that the evidence that the DSS brought to the court against him was extracted from him under duress, and that was in 2015. So they are bringing it as part of the cases, or rather as part of the evidences they have against him in this current trial. So ladies and gentlemen, what happened yesterday was that the judge gave room for the cross-examination of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the DSS witness. And the court sitting was adjourned to today to determine, or rather pass verdict on the trial within trial. So the court actually held today, and I would like you to pay attention till the end of this update, and you will get to know exactly what transpired in the court. So before we proceed, I would like to ask you, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video as well, so that you get more updates, news analysis, and history analysis. Let's proceed. So the court proceedings kickstarted at noon, that is 12 noon, when the clerk announced the presence of the presiding judge, Justice Omotosho, and the court rose to welcome him. Parties from both the defense and prosecution were asked to introduce themselves. The ruling covering the trial within trial was yet to be read because it was also adjourned for written address, and of course, both parties were patiently waiting. Before the ruling on the trial within trial over the involuntariness of the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's statement in 2015, both the defense and the prosecution had an open floor to verbally make their arguments. So the judge invariably gave them open floor to present their arguments for and or against, as the case may be, make their debates and bring out their points before he passes the ruling. So the defense counsel vehemently objected. That is, the defense counsel is the lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He vehemently objected to his client's written statement. This was the written statement they forced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to write in 2015, and now they are using it as an evidence against him. And he also objected the video interview of the same 2015. He firmly upheld his argument on illegally obtaining of statements under duress. Conversely, the prosecuting counsel demanded that the court overrule the defense objections and as well favor his submission. So the lawyer to federal government of Nigeria wanted the court to just say, hey, forget about this argument and rule that the statement they got from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was genuinely gotten. While they argued, the judge listened and recorded their submissions, from where he would lie the source of his final judgment on trial within trial. Once again, it is paramount you get clarification on why trial on the substantive or murder case was halted. So pay attention very well to understand the situation. In every criminal or civil matter, whatever motion or concerns you bring to the notice of the court must be ruled upon before the court proceeds. That is why it takes time to get a ruling. But in a civilized world, of course, or in the case of accelerated hearing, it is swiftly done. So just to enlighten us a little about the law says that a court must rule on any motion before proceeding with the substantive case, ensuring that all parties have an opportunity to be heard. In this case, any party that is not satisfied with the ruling or doesn't find the judgment favorable can appeal. So, in a layman's understanding, the court was handling a sub-branch of Nnamdi Kanu's case, and if not concluded, the main charges will remain unattended. So now let's proceed to the business of today. But before that, please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, just hit the subscribe button below this video. Also like and share the video with your friends and family, okay? So that you get more of our updates and important news and history analysis. So a few minutes after the court session kick-started, the court went for a 1-hour recession, that is break. Then the break was not announced without giving both parties an opportunity to make their submissions and counter submissions, as it was scheduled for the final written address and ruling. This time, there was no external influence because everything was practically done and finished within the court. Okay, so it was just a direct, legal, and justifiable ruling. Following a 1-hour recess, that is 1-hour break, the court reconvened for the business of the day. So the sitting continued. At this point, it was crystal clear that the 1 hour was enough time to analyze and prepare the ruling for the trial within trial. But the presiding judge was yet to verbally read out his judgment, and it was like keeping everybody in suspense. So there was silent tension across the universe, I must tell you. But we urge you to keep listening to the end to know how the ruling eventually went, right? So you may be asking yourself at this point, will justice prevail at the end? Okay, let's see. Boom, good news. Final ruling for the trial within trial. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the ruling reads thus, in summary. Presiding Judge Justice Omotosho read, saying, having listened to both parties, all written statements and video interviews tendered by the prosecution has been struck out. I don't know if you heard me. Having listened to both parties, all written statements, that is the one they obtained from Nnamdi Kanu, which they now wanted to use against him, and video interviews tendered by the prosecution, that is tendered by Nigeria, has been struck out. Yay! Oh my goodness. Now, ladies and gentlemen and viewers, you see how Nigeria, shoots herself on the foot. They brought a video evidence to prove that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave those statements voluntarily. But unfortunately for them, the video evidence showed where they were forcing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to give a statement without allowing his lawyer to come. And that was what the judge looked at and said, because of that, all your evidence against him concerning the statement have been struck out. That was winning number one. So the presiding judge continued by saying, I hereby declare that the statement of the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was done under duress. Simple. in the absence of his legal representative. Therefore, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, permit me to announce to you that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, defeated the federal government of Nigeria in the trial within trial, today being Thursday, the 29th of May 2025. That is wonderful. Ohamadike Ndi Biafra Nile. Following the victorious ruling in favor of the defendant Nnamdi Kanu, the murder case was adjourned to the following dates. Take note: 13th, 16th, 18th, and 19th of June 2025. Recall that those dates were previously assigned by the presiding judge on the 22nd of May for accelerated hearing. So they are not new dates. So take note of those dates and tune in again for updates on the court proceeding of the illegal trial of Nnamdi Kanu. Dates once again are 13th, 16th, 18th, and 19th of June 2025. So, ladies and gentlemen, lovers of freedom, fellow Biafrans, that was how it transpired at the Federal High Court Abuja between Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government of Nigeria. That is how they will continue to lose in their own court, because they are evil. They started with evil. The prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu is an illegal one. It is victimization, it is persecution, it is oppression, and it is not tenable before the law in any way. So they know that they are violating their own law, but they just want to continue to persecute the young man to see if they can weaken him and, of course, weaken the Biafran struggle. But I tell you, Biafra has come to stay, and the struggle will not die, and Biafra shall come. So thank you for stopping by, and see you in our next video. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button, like and share the video for more wonderful videos. Okay, so let's call it a day for today, and we thank you very much. Bye for now.